Hey, you guys, thanks for joining on today's podcast. This is Ken the Don. You're on here with Mogul Talks. I'm excited to be talking with you guys today. I hope you've had a prosperous week. Listen, we have made it through 11 months, you guys, and we are now in December. And I really believe that you guys can make it. I know you guys will make it. Keep your head up. Don't hold yourself to any high standards, but stand tall, you guys. Really stand tall, right? So I'm on the podcast as well as the private Facebook group, but I want to talk to you guys in my own studies, in my own time. This has been a story that has just really blessed me. So I really want you guys just to take the time to journey with me today. Bear with me. Be patient and don't rush it. But really listen today for insight. Listen today for transformation. Don't be so quick to just come in for agreement, and don't be so quick to just come in to always have a gimme. But like I said, listen for that insight today and listen for that transformation. So in my own time, I've been reading the book of Acts. It's been a very fascinating thing for me. If you don't know what the book of Acts is, it is in a glorious book called the Holy Bible. And in that book, there are two testaments, the Old Testament and the New Testament. All right. There's the Old Testament and the New Testament. And in the New Testament, there are a few books. And there's a book called the book of Acts. Okay, you guys. And this is about apostles, their acts in the kingdom, and how the Holy Spirit flowed through them. And this was just giving us a precedence of what it is now and what's to come. All right. So Acts 9 talks about Saul. Okay, you guys. And if you want to, you don't have to, but you want to journey with me through this. It talks about Saul, and it talks about how he lost his sight, you guys. Okay. So he was a persecutor of God. Okay. He was a persecutor of Christians, okay, against the Lord's people. And he began to kill and began to be a murderous person. He was known and feared as a killer, all right? How many of us are known and feared and reverenced as something else in our lives, but we aren't really that? Think about it. So God visits this man, and God comes to him and says, basically, why are you persecuting me? And he's like, who are you? And he understands who he is in a sense because he calls him Lord. So he says, who are you, Lord? And so he begins to talk to him, and he knocks him off his horse. So before I even go any further, let me back up some. He was on his way to persecute some more people, okay? And Jesus met him on the road and knocked him off of his horse and blinded him. All right, so he can barely see. He's blinded. There's a bright light before him, and a light just flashing around him. And he instantly knew it was God. So he's saying, who are you? You know, and he's asking, why are you persecuting my people? And then he's telling them, now get up and do my will. Basically, do what I tell you to do. So he basically follows God. And as he follows God, he runs into another man named Ananias. And this man basically gives him his sight back and helps him get on this journey with God. And from there, it went to where Saul became Paul. And then it was he went on this journey of just studying and reading. I believe it was 5 years in the desert. He was just gone and studying and studying and studying. And what's significant and what stood out to me about that, like I said not too long ago, was how many of us have been known by things in our life, whether it's the bad credit person, or the kid who's always has anxiety, or the person who's always speaking negative. How many of us have had these notions that people have given us, these things that people have persecuted and labeled us as killers, labeled us as murderers, labeled us as assassins, character assassins, people who don't speak well. We have been labeled as so many different things, and we have traveled down a road in certain things, not knowing our true identity. And we now at a point where we have been knocked off of our horse. We're knocked off of our horse, and now we're blinded. We don't know where to go. We don't know what to do. I was once this big, great thing. I was once this good guy or this good person, this good girl, and I was having it. I had the money. I had the jobs. I was out there getting it. I was out there doing the thing. And then next thing you know, I'm knocked off my horse. Next thing you know, I'm kicked off and I don't really know where to go. I'm blinded. But then you start listening to the little voices that you're hearing in your head. Try this. Try home-based business. Try this. Go to school again. Try this. Start that certification class. You start hearing that little voice and you say, is this you? Answer, is this you? What's going on? And as you travel, as you go, I promise you, if you don't stay down and you don't stay bound and you don't stay fearful and you don't stay in a mode of immobilization where you're just, woe is me, because you're blinded, but you keep going and you keep listening to that voice. As you continue to listen to that voice, you will find yourself being stumbled upon with other people who will help you and who will have what you need. They will be told before you get there. You will be the answer to their prayer, and they will be the answer to your prayer. And when you connect, you will begin to understand, and you'll begin to see again, and you'll begin to know what to do. And as you begin to know what to do, you'll begin to have more clarity. Because when you understand who you are, what you're here on this earth to do, and you have a sight, you have a path, you have less anxiety, you have less fear, you have less worry. When you know that you know without a shadow of a doubt who you are, the right person, the right people are going to come that will bring your sight back again. Keep moving. Don't stay still. Don't stay immobilized. Don't stay not moving. Always trying. Always doing something. Like I said, whether it's you're looking for a home-based business or whether you're looking to go into school and you're fearful of it, keep going. You will gain your sight. Someone will come to help you see again. And I admonish you to not what's the word I'm trying to use? Not hate your process. I said for 5 years, Paul went, or Saul, he was Saul, but he turned to Paul. Paul went to training and to studying for 5 years. He was very well versed in the laws and the government that he was working for to kill and to persecute the Christians. You're well versed into poverty. You're well versed into negativity. You're well versed into fighting, into slander. You're well versed into these things, you guys. But God wants you to also be well versed into what he wants you to do next. Study. Don't hate your process. Embrace it. I've become so grateful this week. I know it's only Tuesday, but I guess this last week and a half after my birthday, I've just become so grateful with my process and with my life and with what's going on, because it's all helping me. It's all becoming a building tool. And when you understand that your life that you have been born into and the pain tolerance that you're feeling right now is not anything to hurt you, but to help you and to be a testimony for you later, you'll begin to use that as fuel. And as you study and as you grow in being a chef, or grow into life insurance, or grow into entrepreneurship, and grow into the realm that God has called you to, in that sphere that God has called you to, when you begin to grow in that, you'll begin to use and apply the things of the world as well as the things of the spirit. And you'll have more of a battery ram. You'll have more of an impact, more of a bullet, a stronger bullet in your chamber, versus you staying still, not doing anything, or you staying blinded and still trying. I admonish you today to keep going. And as you go, you will find the people that will highlight to you what's going on in your life. They will begin to bring the light so that you can see and you can understand what's really going on. I get it. I know, I understand. You don't know. You feel lost. You feel like you're in darkness right now. But it doesn't last forever. I'm here to tell you that God has knocked you off of your horse. And as you follow his voice, follow what's in you, follow what's telling you to do. Whether you're listening to this right now in the morning, in the afternoon, or you're standing up late wondering what are you going to do, where are you going to get the money from, what next job you're going to do, or do I need to get another third job or a fourth job? But you have a little voice telling you to get a little home-based business, or to start some MLM company, or to start something new. Follow that voice. And as you follow it, I promise you, you'll begin to have your sight. And your name will be changed. It will no longer be the slander. It won't be the backbiter, the gossiper. It won't be the bad credit person, or the 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 unreliable guy. But it'll be the young money Mogul. It'll be the chef. It'll be the doctor. It'll be the lawyer. This is Ken the Don with Mogul Talks. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. Go ahead and click that button down below, or subscribe to our podcast if you're listening on the podcast. I really want to thank you and appreciate all of you who have come on and who have listened, who's commenting in the private Facebook group right now. I really appreciate you guys. And I want to say, you will get your sight again. Just follow the voice, obey, and you will see light of day again. Once again, this is Ken the Don.